Episode 30. I got a joke for you guys. How about AK-47s in space?
Please call us at your earliest convenience. Now, show me what you can do.
Josh,
I got a good one.
oh, you got me good there, bro. That was a good one.
Woo, first time.
I thought you were
First
gonna
time.
say our schedule because I'm pretty sure we're a half hour late
Hey, and it's
And
like
on a
4
different
days.
day. And on a different day.
and on
Yeah,
a different day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The end of last episode, we're like, don't worry, guys. We're gonna be on time from now on.
We were 29 episodes.
We were all together. We were just
consistent.
talking about other things,
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is true.
And Josh
This
was
is true.
shoving food in his mouth.
That's right. Dinner time. So, hey, Crawler, what's going on?
Hey, how's it going? Probably coming at you.
Mule, what do you need?
I need Paramount to hire me for the voice actor of John because I'm no homo at 7.
Yes, we'll get there.
And Johnny Bo, what's up, buddy?
If Mule gets the voice of John, I want to be Cortana.
Yes, please. That's all I ever want in life. What do we got to do? What kind of challenge do we need to set up to get John to do a paint stream where he paints
Oh, what,
himself
cosplay?
like
Yeah. Get us to 1,000 subs on YouTube. I'll do a
Oh my gosh,
Cortana
dude.
cosplay.
I do not want to see that. I'm sorry.
That's
I
all
want
I
to see
wanna
it.
see.
I want to see it.
That's all I want at this point.
Full
So-
body.
I need
blue
like a
everything.
blue wig and some
Blue
makeup.
wig.
You gonna just
I'm not shaving
plaster
the beard,
plaster?
though.
I was gonna
Not
say you're
shaving
just
the
gonna
beard.
plaster it over the
No.
beard.
Yeah.
Get a
Wow.
06
good.
Samus outfit, and then you can duel. You can duel with that one.
Jeez.
So,
Oh
he's like,
my
I'm
God.
going
I
as
think
the
I think
weapon.
everybody wants to see that. I think everybody wants to see that.
I mean, it's really it's everything I've ever wanted. Now that I think about it,
Oh my gosh.
So hey, jump into the Discord, but just know that we're gonna know if you jump out. So we might come after you. All right. I'm just kidding. But yeah, this week we're doing a show tonight. Are we getting together Thursday
We'll play
to
on
games?
Thursday. Yeah, let's play games.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Let's do it.
Thursday we're playing. But
I
do
wanna
we
catch
want to try?
Pokemon, but,
Do we
you
want to
know.
try custom matches this time? Maybe do big team battle with people that want to show up. If we get enough people showing up.
Yeah, we
That'd
could
be
do
fun.
that.
Custom matches are real fun.
Yeah, so that's the plan for this coming Thursday. Time would be 7:30 Pacific. Yes,
8:30.
the normal
9:30,
time.
10:30. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Normal time.
Quote unquote.
Okay. We could also. I mean, I could start at 7 if we're doing custom games, so we can go a little longer if we want to.
That's what she said.
Perfect. So 7 Pacific, 10
How do we
Eastern.
do this again?
Everything else in between. Everything else in between. We're rolling with the punches here. We got this. So get some games with us. I think we're even gonna we'll pull you into voice chat, but you have to behave because we'll be live. So you got to be good. Be good.
Yeah.
Maybe pull
Also,
you
if
into
we
voice
get
chat.
to 1,000 subs on YouTube by then, I will do the cosplay.
Yeah.
On Thursday.
On Thursday.
Not going to happen, but
Sorry, guys. Don't sub. Please don't sub.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna do nothing but make shorts on YouTube for the Halo Infinite podcast for the next 4 days.
I was gonna say Josh
It's
has enough breakouts from the last Thursday that
Subscribe.
we played.
Yeah.
subscribe.
yeah, hit that sub button.
Yeah,
So,
Josh, how did the play session go? Did you get revives in at all? Was that a
you know,
challenge?
I feel like you guys are a team and I'm the I in team. That's what it felt like. Like it
That was
literally
the
felt-
most fun I've had playing Halo, though.
Yeah, my face hurt
Preventing
from
Josh
laughing.
from getting a revive in.
You guys,
He's like, I just need one. I just need one.
yeah.
You died too many times because you were always dead, and you're like, come pick me up first, guys. Come on.
I just got to say, I felt really good on that last one when you thought you were going to get it, and I killed the guy just the last second before you got it.
It was the worst. It was the worst.
You
But that
guys
was
should
the
go
first
watch
week I
the
completed
watch
everything.
the VOD.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's one of our most. It's up there as far as the most views on our channel. So I don't know what the
A lot of people saw you not be able to get the revive.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's this is from chat. It said someone commented on the TV show Cortana saying she's gonna want to see the Covenant's manager. She's changing her name to Karen. That's amazing. That's amazing. So let's talk about that first. That was the big deal for this, the football games yesterday is this ad for the Paramount show. We'll get it running here. You guys can watch as we
this is the
chat
full one.
about it.
I'm prepared.
I mean, I guess I'm going to be the one guy that's odd man
Right,
out.
hold on.
I kind of liked it.
Right there.
I
That
liked
is
it.
that is an AK-47.
That's okay though. It's. I mean,
To
You
me, it
used-
still fits because there could have been like it's still based in Earth, right? Like
Yeah,
we're
also
still-
No,
say-
this
it
is
seems
on.
like
Well,
they
this is
are-
on one of the colonies, though.
no. But like initially, we were
Yeah.
still based on Earth, so maybe they busted into their museum to get weapons out.
yeah. I mean, I'm okay with like little stuff like that. I think I'm
Superhero
okay
landing.
with,
He's gonna do the superhero landing.
that right there. Yes, when he took off the Gatling gun, dude. Oh man, that was awesome.
When he talked, though, that was a little rough.
When he talked, he sounded like this.
I already
Hello,
knew.
Cortana.
I knew he wasn't going to be like they cast him, and there was no talk of Steve Downs. So I was just like, okay, it's not going to
But
sound.
why not?
like-
Why not? He's a fate unless
I
they're
mean,
going to take
same
his
reason
helmet
why
off.
Chris Pratt is Mario and not Charles Martinet. I don't know. I don't.
I think he's gonna. I don't want to say it, and I hope it doesn't happen. But I think he's gonna end up taking his helmet off at some point, or they're gonna
Oh,
show.
for sure.
John's
Because that was
face.
John.
And I think that's why.
That was John.
Which-
that we saw his back.
As some of us Halo purists are going to be a little upset with that, but I think they're probably going to do it on the TV show. I mean, but we've seen like in the Mandalorian, it actually works not showing a face. Like,
Mhm.
why
Well,
don't
then they
why-
showed his face.
And Chief has a lot
And
of
it ruined it.
personality without ever having seen his face.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like you see in the campaign of Halo Infinite, you can feel his emotion in the way he looks at things. So it's like I don't know.
it just sounded off. I don't know. Chief just sounded off.
He sounded like a teenager talking like this.
So
Well,
who is that?
John 117?
Who is this?
Here's the thing, too, is this is a totally different timeline, right? Like it's like a totally different, like
It's like Legends, more or less.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, this is
so
pre-Halo.
so
Like,
there's
this is pre the
there's
Halo rings.
there's the prophets.
Yeah. With some weird floaty floral thing behind them.
And whoever this human / covenant
What the
Might be
heck
Flood.
is that?
It might be
She's
Flood.
that
She's clearly part hunter.
yeah, they're just tentacles. So
I think
That
that
was
was
cool.
Flood.
Flip
I
it.
don't think
Flip-
that was Covenant.
no, that was tentacles.
Yeah. That flip with the BR though was freaking rad.
Yeah.
Like that was awesome, dude.
So we have Spartans 028, I think 13. I looked them up.
5, 7, and 9.
One thing I will say, like,
No.
yeah, 5, 7, and 9. I got it, Josh. Good job. One of the things I hope though that they don't do in this, that they're only, I don't know, like one of the other Spartans would look like it was talking to John or somebody else, is like, when they do something to us, or when they did what they did to us, like, in my opinion, I'm hoping they're not gonna, like, I don't know how to say it other than like make him full of angst.
134, 125, and 028.
Yeah.
Those are those are our 3 Spartans with John. And we see Halsey, and we see that's not Keys, right? But that's who's like the admiral. Is it supposed to be Keys? I don't even know.
It looked like the guy from Halo Wars.
So there we see like a uncertain Master Chief a little bit with the hand tremor and everything. I don't know how they're gonna play that off.
Well, he was saying he touched the object and it made him feel different. So I think what they're going to try to do is basically what they did with like, was it Halo 4 when the what's her face when he like changed his DNA, basically it's like made his evolution like jump ahead, basically. So it might be something similar to that. That's what I was thinking. But it also kind of worries me. Like, I don't want like John to be full of angst and like regret. Like, he's just resolute. Like, John has always been resolute, like just in the way he talks. But the armor looks cool. The armor looks cool in the show.
Yeah, the question is how does that same character translate into a TV show? Does it translate as well?
Well, and like I thought this was like chalked up as a like a prequel kind of thing, obviously, right? Isn't that kind of how it's been sold?
Well, they're trying to find a ring, so
yeah. So the fact that they're talking about a ring, they stumble upon a ring in the first game, and they have no clue about it.
Yeah, that's why they said they made this whole big long blog about how this is basically a universe for them to do anything that they want, but not mess up the lore that's already been established in Halo.
Yeah.
So it's like a totally different timeline and totally different like realm, I guess you could say, or something of Halo. So like it's like a mirror dimension, I guess, if you translate it to Marvel terms. It's like something that you can basically have a new story, but not jack up all the existing lore.
It's just not canon.
Yeah, it's its own little thing. It's its own little world, basically. I think they kind of had to do that just to make things not be as predictable, I guess, or people's expectations would be all over the place if you try to make it all canon and lore, and like, what story do you tell?
If they'd done the first Halo game, it would have been it like, I think as gamers we sit and go, why don't they just tell that story? But the reality is it would probably take about a half hour to tell that story. It's the gameplay that stretches it out for us. You know what I mean? Like, so, and maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they could have pulled it off. And it's almost too bad they didn't, because it is such a, like, it would be cool to see that opening sequence on the big screen, or at least, on our TVs, and then or in cinematic form, and then moving down to like with what happens to Keys and the way that like very very alien-esque, right? Like very very alien-esque with the flood and stuff. So, but this, honestly, this show like the preview that we saw reminded me a lot of like Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett and that kind of stuff. And so I feel like it's right on par with the stuff that we've been getting recently, that I think the majority of people liked Mandalorian. I know not everybody likes Boba Fett, Johnny Bo. And
well, here's the thing. I think where those shows succeed is they're using characters that nobody that are not established. Like, even Boba Fett, you have to go to probably like the books and everything to find out anything about his story. But Master Chief, like, there's how many games now? 6,
right,
plus all the spin-offs. Like, it's an established character, and it's going to be hard for people to see a storyline that may not coincide with what we're used to.
Yeah, it's called the Silver Timeline, is what I was just looking it up. It's like 343 made like a big long post about it, basically saying how it's like its own little separate thing.
What I'm worried about is how it kind of looks. I don't know. It looks low budget a little bit. Kind of looks like a YouTube special type deal. Oh,
do you think the elites look good,
Crawler?
I thought it looked good.
I'm muted because I was fixing my camera. Yes. But yeah, I think the elites do look good. The Singheili, like, that was the best looking I think they've looked. I mean, because we had them in Forward Unto Dawn, that that was the best looking live action Halo that we kind of seen. I still have yet to watch Nightfall. What's it called? Is that what
Yeah,
it's
I think
called?
I think it's Nightfall.
I never watched that.
with Locke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mainly because I had the version that was supposed to unlock it on Halo Waypoint, and it never unlocked on my profile, so I never bothered to go look it up on YouTube or anything like that. But I don't think I was missing much based on the stuff everybody was talking about. But like Forward Unto Dawn was not a bad thing that was put together, but it was also kind of low budget, like Johnny was saying. This, I think, looks a little bit better, but I think they're also focusing on settlers on the colonies a little bit more and kind of diving into that on why Spartans were made to quell and protect uprisings, and I don't know. So who and the Covenant don't show themselves in traditional Halo timeline until Reach.
Yeah.
For me at this point, knowing what I knew even before it was coming out, it is a popcorn show, if you will, right?
Mhm.
Like it's
That you
that's
have to
what it
pay
is.
for though.
Yeah, but I already have it because I bought
Yeah.
I wanted to watch. If you guys are going to be in for, if you do the free month, make sure you watch the Console Wars documentary if you're into like Nintendo and Sega and stuff, because it's really, really good, and it's exclusive to that to Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean, I think I have Paramount Plus. I don't know if Crawler and Mule do.
I have it, yeah.
But
I need your password, bro. Then I will.
like, I guess the question is, do you think this will get any? I mean, I'm sure people will subscribe for it. I just don't know.
well, I don't know if you
How
remember, this
many?
was originally going to be Showtime, so that was going to be double the price. I think maybe not, maybe only $3 more. I don't know how much Showtime, but I thought it was like $15 at the time because I think HBO Max is something like that, right? So
They should give you a free skin in Halo Infinite
if
for
you
subscribing to Paramount.
yeah, agreed. Well, honestly, I would not be surprised if Xbox is like, "Yo, sign up for a free trial to watch the episode."
It might be in Game Pass. It could be a Game Pass perk.
Yeah,
They've
because they have a
that would
Disney.
be
They have a
awesome.
Disney Plus.
They have Disney
perk,
Plus, yeah.
So yeah.
That would be really awesome. Yeah.
And Spotify. So they've done
I don't-
premium subscriptions like that.
I feel like the vibe is down for the show, but man, I kind of liked it. I mean, I've seen enough cheesy sci-fi, but it didn't look that cheesy. It's like it looked pretty good. The armor looked pretty good on Chief. It's just like some of the aesthetics, like Cortana and the voice of John and stuff like that. I'm kind of like, it's gonna have to grow on me, you know.
Cortana,
But-
I didn't have as much of a problem. Like she sound like, I don't know who the actress is.
It's Jen Taylor.
It is Jen Taylor. Okay.
Yeah.
So the voice is spot on, and I don't have a problem with how Cortana looks. I saw somebody put a blue hue over Oliver, and it just looked kind of weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mule, I'm with you. Like, I don't have I think it looks fine, and I don't think they showed us I think it is a perfect trailer for people that are going to be into it, because if they had started showing too much, then you're just like, oh no, now I know. Like, I feel like they did a good job of not showing fans of Halo too much, but I don't know if they showed enough for people that are like, what is this, you know? But I mean, if you don't really know what Halo is, and you see this dude in armor swinging his gun around in a sword fight like that, like, you're probably going to be intrigued at the very least, right? Like, that kind of stuff look cool, but then it's almost like some elements of, dare I say, Uncharted or Indiana Jones, right? With the whole like finding the relics and that kind of stuff. So like, I don't know. I'm more than ready to give it a chance and see what happens. But I mean, yeah, from the moment they cast Chief, I was like, there's a really good chance it's not going to be Steve. And that's going to be weird. But like you guys were saying, he sounds younger. I always anticipated this as a younger Chief, so he wouldn't sound as grizzled. And it's
true.
like, it's almost like
It's like the Reach animated one where he's not as grizzled sounding, because he's the younger chief,
That's just a lot of pressure for that actor to. I mean, you're just always compared against Steve Downs.
You think?
Yeah.
I mean, you have the iconic
like
need a weapon.
Yeah, almost set up to fail kind of deal.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they're not. I mean, they probably are directing this towards Halo fans, but they also want to get new fans in too. So maybe they're not directing it only towards people that already know the Halo universe.
But I mean, what 20 million people played Infinite, right? That's that could be some good numbers for Paramount, and if they get the marketing on point,
I think people are gonna really love this. I really do. I think it's gonna take a little getting used to it first, but I think people will really enjoy it. Like
as long as they make Halsey a monster, like she actually is.
Is she
Halsey younger too.
I mean,
Halsey's a monster. Yeah, she is. She's Dr.
also
She's Dr. Frankenstein.
She's forward thinking. Like
she's Dr. Frankenstein, man.
She's a kidnapper.
Kid murderer. I mean,
man, you guys, tough crowd.
I thought that was like the general consensus about Halsey. Like, I don't think.
I mean, I always thought, like, even though she does what she needs to do to make sure that humanity survives.
Great. I do not want to be near Mule in an end of the world scenario. And he's
let's abduct some children and
like,
glad I don't have kids.
On them
that's all I'm glad I don't have
kids. It's gonna be a Hawkeye Hawkeye Black Widow scenario, and Mule's just gonna push me. She's gonna be like, "It's for the world." You're
Go,
good.
Josh. I volunteer you as tribute.
Yeah. In the name of Halsey, go forth for the world.
Also, Turbo, we're trying to be positive here. 20 million played Halo.
So, segue.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what we're going to.
Segue. This is news that dropped today. It's relevant to Halo. Sony bought Bungie.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
I saw some uneducated people being like, so Sony owns Halo now? It's like, no, that's not how this works.
I saw photoshops of like the Master Chief Collection PS5 bundle coming out. I was like,
it's like Microsoft retained ownership. That is their thing, and they transferred it to 343.
I was seeing memes of like, Microsoft, and they acquired Bethesda and Activision, but Sony, they got Bungie, so they got the big dog.
One IP and one
IP that's dwindling.
Marathon, and they have Marathon, and what else do they have?
It's an unannounced game coming out. Chris Barrett's, I think, the lead on it.
Destiny 3. That's all it is.
But here's the thing: the reason I'm kind of segueing into what we were just talking about is like Uncharted's coming out, the movie, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bungie and Destiny is still a pretty beloved, like
marrying.
Whether we played it at one point or wherever you stand on it now, if they make a Destiny TV show of some kind, or because with Sony behind them, now they have more stuff to
in a film studio.
Exactly. And so and what's his name? Ryan was like, he's like, this is more than just about the consoles, right? Like, so there's more opportunities there. So I mean, and it sounds like Destiny's not going anywhere from the other consoles either. It's gonna be everywhere. So it's great for Bungie because they were on Game Pass for a reason in my mind, and I have a feeling that was to help supplement
fund that game.
I have so many thoughts on that, but
Bungie was always saying they wanted to be independent. They want to be independent. That's why they left Microsoft.
That's why they left Microsoft, and then
they made a deal with Activision right away.
This is not going to be like what everyone thinks. I'm not going to get into it because this is a Halo podcast. This is a Halo podcast. I don't want to get on a tangent, man. I have so many thoughts on that from a guy that's played Destiny since the alpha. So,
and you agree that Sony got fleeced?
You were tweeting about it, wanting to get back into it. Like, dude, I've had that inkling multiple times, and I've tried to, and it's like Destiny 2 kicked my Destiny habit, and they've just made everything too convoluted and too difficult to get back into. Even when they do power creep and the reset. Like it, the FOMO is not there anymore for me, and it's like it's too much, too big of a hill to climb to get back into it.
Yeah.
I think Sony got fleeced. There's no way Bungie is worth $3.6
dude,
That market cap,
No,
yeah.
no, no, no.
Where did that
No,
come
okay.
from?
They're buying Bungie because it's not just for Destiny 2, it's for future IPs and all of the stuff that they have for first person shooters, because that's what Sony needs. They need
Because that's
some
all that was
first-person-
left.
They need first person. No.
Yeah,
And
Activision's gone.
they're also gonna look what Sony owns. They're gonna move into more like video game type TV show movies. Like I think that's where the market's going. So they bought Bungie as an IP so that they could explore that, because it would be a pretty cool TV show. Like I would watch it. It'd be really cool to watch because it's like space magic and guns. You know,
Do an Eris Morn show.
yeah.
And,
So I mean, because
like,
if you look
I would watch something for the how that fire team got lost in Crota's End.
yeah, I mean, because if you look at how much they paid for it, they paid way too much if they're just buying the Bungie IP.
Yeah,
But
3.6 billion is a
they're-
little steep.
They're
for that.
paying for future IPs. They're paying for other games. And
More
here's
than
the
Star
thing-
Wars or Marvel. Just throw that out there.
Well, you know, and here's the thing too
No,
is like
Star Wars was 4.1 and Marvel was a little bit more than that, so just under.
yeah,
But still.
but the thing that like really gets me is like people saying, hey, like you know, they're still going to maintain creative control, blah blah blah. Well, guys, we've heard this before. They said that when Activision bought them as a publisher, and we saw how that turned out with gatekeeped content and things like that. And then everyone celebrated when they left Activision. Like, oh yes, this is perfect for Bungie. And now but everyone's like, Bungie's not doing so hot by themselves. Now everyone's like, oh yay, Bungie's bought by PlayStation. This will be great. I'm like, dude, you're just in this vicious cycle of gatekeeped content that's going to be regurgitated content as well. And it's just going to piss fans off. Like it's good for Bungie because they get this huge cash infusion. So, you know, they
stability.
yeah, it's good from them as a business side. But as a gamer, I mean, honestly, Bungie in the past has talked out of both sides of their mouth. So I'm just saying, I'm the type of guy now where you got to show it to me for me to believe you.
This is a power play against Phil Spencer because it's his most played game on Xbox.
Power play. If they're chess, they literally move their pawn one space.
I know.
Yeah. This
It's
is like
it's a funny power play, but it's
a
still
very
funny.
weird play. It's like, oh man, we got to do something. All right, Bungie, I think, got a higher valuation because of the Activision deal. Because now all these places are trying to get
I'm telling you, dude, it's not for the game IP. It's for movies and TV shows.
Yeah,
that's what it's for.
And like a lot of people were saying on Twitter and stuff today, like this is not something that was a knee-jerk reaction decided in 2 weeks since the Activision acquisition.
Yeah.
Stuff like this gets vetted by lawyers and shareholder, like the board of directors and all sorts of people that have to approve this. Sony is a multinational company that is vetting this to figure out what they want. And they've probably been looking at it ever since they left Activision, which was over a year ago, right? Like, hasn't it been that long?
Yeah.
At least. Yeah. And hopefully, I mean, I got a lot of friends that work at Bungie. Like, I'm hoping that this is, and immediately started seeing that they were hiring, right? Like, I don't know that Bungie was very healthy financially, and I think this is.
It's for other IPs.
The battle rifle out of Destiny.
For a new IP.
They're going to take the
it's for new
Magnum
IPs.
out of Destiny.
They have an old, was it MASH or what is it called? Some other game that they're already working on. So it's like there's going to be other IPs that come out other than just Destiny. Honestly, I don't think Destiny has that much longer. I think it'll be about 3 or 4 more years of support, and then it's just going to be a live service game that's out there.
What year did Destiny come out? Destiny 1?
Like 10 years ago or something.
Wasn't it?
No, not quite.
Destiny 2
that
came
long.
out in 2017.
Like 7 years ago, I think. But I think it's going to be more new IPs and TV shows and movies, man. That's why the price tag is so high. And plus, they're paying for the tech. They're paying for the tech so they can do other first-person shooter games, like
And have their games on PC is what it kind of sounds like too.
probably, you know.
And the other thing is they I literally just completely lost my train of thought, which really pisses me off. But we don't know what this new game is that they're working on, right? And it could be knocking the socks off of executives right now.
Yeah.
Like it could be something that we're like, oh, this all makes sense now. This, we understand the price. Like it
Maybe
could,
they're making a
be that good.
cinematic walking sim that Sony likes to publish.
Oh my gosh. Matter. That was the other game called Matter. That's what it was.
Sorry.
Maybe that's the walking sim. Matter. You matter.
It's a Halo podcast. I could be an Xbox fanboy for a second.
Yeah.
So I mean, technically, Destiny has a year and a half left on their 10-year cycle.
Yeah. It's not for Destiny, guys. It's sorry. I knew if I went there, I knew it was going to be a tangent. So sorry, Josh.
You're good. You're good. You're good. You don't have to apologize. Like, tangent away. Like, it's still relevant to Halo. I mean, Bungie was there at the beginning, So, but transitioning back into Halo Infinite, like, I'm gonna just warn everybody right now. Like, this is more talk about multiplayer. The game is, like, I almost said a big swear. It's so fun. It's so fun.
The other F
But
word.
we're running into so many issues. Yeah. like the desync stuff. Like, Crawler and I
All right,
played
I want
again.
to say something positive real quick.
Start, please.
I saw the coolest Spartan ever.
Because they had cat ears?
It was pink. It was fully pink. It was like the Anubis helmet, and it had cat ears. It was gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Was it yours?
No, it wasn't mine.
That's what she said.
But
So I let's talk about attrition. Okay?
Mhm.
I think attrition itself wasn't, I think it's a better mode than the Fiesta stuff that we have to do,
Mhm.
because that can get one-sided very fast.
Well, attrition can get one-sided pretty quick too, because it's definitely a mode suited for teams coming in.
especially when I'm on the team, they get real one-sided for them real fast.
I mean, it took a while
dying
for us
all
to
the
get
time.
it took a while for us to get warmed up last week, but once we did, like, we had a rough first three matches, but then the latter half of the hour and a half that we played was us kind of rolling, right? Didn't we win 3 or 4 straight at the end?
Yeah, we were doing pretty well.
Yeah, and we were having fun razzing you too. So
Yeah, preface it with that. Like, we had more fun. Like, some of the, my face hurt from laughing and swearing at these guys for not letting me get my challenges done by getting my revives and stuff. Or were we just trying for the achievement that didn't even exist? Was that? No, I think I was trying. I needed to get one revive, and you guys wouldn't let me get it for the challenges. So, but what we found is, talking about things being one-sided, the team that spawned the closest to the battle rifle usually had a
that's the power weapon.
That's kind of the power weapon.
I'm sick of the commando BR offset. It
gotta go.
I think it's anymore. It's offset by a Mauler plasma pistol is the counteract I think that they're doing, but even that's not fair. Mauler is still broken, and I know the championship series. Yeah, the championship series people do not want Mauler in the game because it's one body shot and a melee. It's a point blank. You win against a bulldog or a lot of it's kind of the weapon to have. And even at range, it's a 2-tap, and then the faster strat to get a headshot is to drop it. You hold Y. It's a faster transition back to your BR if you drop whatever weapon you have. So I've seen it with Disruptor 2 shots drop, or Mauler 2 shots drop, and you just headshot, or a sniper body shot headshot. That is the go-to for quickly dropping people. But I mean, Mauler needs to be toned. It needs to be tweaked just a little bit, but also I'd like to see, even on asymmetrical maps, a more symmetrical weapon option. I don't know.
I like the Mauler. Leave it alone. I think it's great. I think it's great, man. I mean, it takes a lot of shots to kill someone if you don't do the one-shot melee. So
it's broken for up close. I think the melee needs to be toned down or something. Because it is a skill set weapon to 2-shot body shot, and then you have to find that headshot, which I think is a little bit difficult with the Mauler, because it can be frustrating when you have that challenge to get Mauler kills.
It's no different though than the original shotgun.
yeah, just leave it alone.
Shotgun melee, yeah,
right?
true.
And so we're gonna have that
But there's
regular
only
shotgun.
one on them. That's the problem. Is there's only, I guess that was with the shotgun too. I don't know.
But no, this is the conversation. Are the weapons too sparse? Because I mean, think about like if there were multiple BRs on Zanzibar, right? There were like you could leave the base, go get sniper, go get rockets, go get a BR. We typically have like one range weapon, and then
especially in big team battle, it's a problem in big team battle, especially.
Yeah, and so I think one of the issues with I think what attrition showed us is that there's not enough viable weapons out there, so the Mauler becomes used a lot. I mean, you know how many people I see pick up the Commando? It stays on that rack almost all the time. Nobody really touches it. That's the gun that I would say needs to be. I'll still pick it up because I'm like, if you feather that thing just right, it can be pretty good.
I saw people mowing through people with pistols this week, like mainly because that's the challenge in attrition. But I was getting taken out faster it was closing distance faster than an AR could, even when I was on the person straight on. I was getting beat by pistols.
I had people in my headset going, that guy's using a turbo button. And I'm just dying laughing because I'm just playing.
It felt
with
like
randos.
that sometimes. That sometimes.
I could hear how fast the dude was firing, and I was like, I mean, I went after I respawned. I'm like, I don't think I can shoot that quick. I got the stops and everything.
You got to almost double finger, like you're firing a paintball gun or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So
I mean, none of that matters to me though, unless they fix the desync. Like, who cares about the weapons and things like that if you can't get the freaking desync fixed? That's the most infuriating. That's why I stopped grinding for Onyx. Like, I was on Diamond 5 and I just like, it's just not worth it, because you get some games where you're like, man, I feel great. I feel like a competitive player. And then you have these games where like, I am getting trashed, but you
feel like a competitive player because the other people are feeling what you feel the other time.
Probably.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, because like there's other times where I'm like, seriously, this, like I played a little bit today and I had a game where there was a guy, I literally like hit him in the back of the head and then used a full clip of AR and still didn't kill him. And I was just like, this has to be fixed.
That's because the hit recognition isn't registering correct on your screen compared to what he's actually doing.
Right. And it has to be fixed, because like that's the biggest thing. The weapons, all the other stuff, I think it's a great conversation to have, but it doesn't matter if you don't have the desync fixed.
And let's talk about the
wish
desync a little bit. No, go ahead.
This isn't desync. I was going to say, what I wish wasn't so sweaty. I feel like there's no non-sweaty game types. Like you can't just go in, log in, and try to have fun. You have to, everybody is out for the throat.
I think it's the nature of people falling off because of the different issues.
There's also skill-based matchmaking in everything, not just ranked. It's
you got an invisible elo that we don't see.
Maybe you're just better than you realize.
Or I just suck. And I have like one good game once, and then they're like, oh, okay.
Hey, I don't know how they do their matchmaking, but I mean, we're all over the place as a group in our rank, I think. So
this is a Twitter feed I found today, and this is really bad desync. This attrition, and then he jumps over here, and then he's going to teleport all the way back to where he got his triple kill.
Yeah.
And then in this thread, like there was this guy that took random shots on the tower. You can see the hit marker go off to his right after he's way up in the tower from somebody at BR.
Yep.
This one, just up on the this one was really bad, all over the place, just back and forth.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oof.
Was that just lag though? Like
That's desync lag. Like it's all attrition. It's all dealing with the ping and what your client is telling the server. And
yeah,
looks like they're playing on Nintendo servers right now.
The thing that we experienced in SWAT was I would literally shoot a guy in the face, shoot a second time, but mid shot he would die from the first one.
Yeah.
So that's how delayed it was in trying to play a match like that. Now, this isn't all the time, right? And I'm and chat's talking about being hardwired and all that stuff. I am. I've got my internet's 500 up, 500 down. You know
I'm
what I mean?
hardwired as well.
Yeah.
Like, but that and so I don't feel like I've experienced much lag in this game at all. I really don't. And now, granted, their servers could be an hour away from me.
Yours are down the street, down I-95.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like they could be right down the street. So that was the first time that I really experienced it. And I was just like, this is like kind of sucking my will to live. And then there are those times where you're like, I know I'm out of the line of sight behind this wall, and then you die. And you're just like, you know, at least on your screen, at least what you're seeing.
Yeah.
So
well, and Josh and I finished we both finished our challenges last week and got all the way through the attrition. We got the Mohawk done last week, which I'm glad, because I had a horrible bout of challenges, like trying to get through them this week, because I did want to get the bulldog gun skin, but like
I ran into coming back at all. Do you know?
I don't know. They gave us a full 2 weeks and a full 20 challenges to get.
Yeah, well,
10
something
done.
happened that I didn't. That something came out that I didn't do the.
How far did you get in the challenge? You have tonight to finish it.
I'm like 5. I'm like level 5 or something.
we got this. I know what we're doing tonight.
Yep.
That's what I'm at too.
So Josh and I got done, and so we got to play for fun. We weren't focused on any challenges, so I was like, "Oh, let's play some SWAT." And so we went into SWAT, and I feel like our first 2 or 3 games we were on the bad end of the ping. Like we were landing shots center mass and headshots and nothing. We were just rounding corners, and like people saw the future and already knew where we were, which I've seen happen in some of these clips. So like we were on the bad end, and then I feel like we had like maybe 2 games that we were on the solid end of the ping, and we were the ones in control. So it just, there's too much riding on what is supposed dedicated servers, right? Like we aren't working on peer-to-peer networking, are we?
We haven't been since Halo 5, so I hope not. I hope that's not what we're back to.
Like I said, they should consult with Nintendo on how to run online servers.
No, the desync in Mario Kart after tonight,
horrible.
Like, it's so bad. You're like, oh, I'm totally far away from this person with a shell behind their cart. Boom, you get hit by it. You're like, he's way over there. What is happening? You know, what I'm finding is just, it's like the nature of the beast with online. It's like but then you have games like Apex, right? Mule? I mean, that's what you end up going back to. I've seen you playing Warzone. I've seen you playing Apex. Like,
well, Warzone's not a good example of anything.
Connections.
Apex, I think, is probably the most consistent.
Yeah,
like they Respawn has done a phenomenal job.
I think Overwatch servers are kind of okay as well. I think, right?
They always seem to be.
It's been a while since I played Overwatch, but
I haven't
They've always
played that
So
seemed
game
to
like
in
these
like
be.
3
battle
years.
royales, they have 60 to 100. I think even Warzone has like 120, right?
yeah,
Like
I
they have
mean
all those
that's what
connections in there.
Apex. That's why Apex I think is so solid. Is because it is only 60, right? 60 people.
Apex? I'm not too sure on that.
Isn't it 20 teams of 3?
Yeah,
Maybe.
I think it's 60. I think it's 60.
But I mean, I don't know. I was seeing with what we do and what we tweet and like and stuff on Twitter. Like I was seeing a lot of Halo tweets today, and a lot of it was 343. Don't sleep on updating this game. Like it needs to be updated because the player base is
Live
bleeding.
Live service games live and die with how fast they can update and fix issues. And I mean, we saw that with Anthem. Anthem crashed because they couldn't fix stuff. You saw that in Star Wars Battlefront 2 when it originally came out. It was going to be a live service game, and it crashed because of the crap that they had to deal with. But it's like if you're, I don't know if it's just hard to gauge or what, because I'm not on that side of game development. I'm on more of a marketing side of things, and so it's like I don't know if it's just hard to gauge how many resources and manpower it'll take to do these things, but it's like studios haven't learned yet that when you do a live service game, you really have to have a super strong, dedicated staff to push these things and roll these things out quickly. Because with the way that gaming is, nowadays, there's so many games you can just switch over to. If you don't support it, people will get bored of it, and then they may never come back. Like they'll go back to their Apex, or they'll go back to their Warzone, or they'll go back to their Destiny, and they may never pick it up again. Mm-hmm. And it's sad because the multiplayer is really good. Like it feels really like it's probably one of the best Halos we've had since Halo 2 or 3. And it's just like I don't want to see the community hurt because of that,
Yeah. And I hate that I saw tweets that like I hate that games are judged on metrics via Twitch because that's very skewed, I think, as to what games are enjoyable to watch versus enjoyable to play versus easy enough for content creators to market themselves and the product of the game.
We know, like, going back to Nintendo games, they're some of the lowest viewed games on Twitch, but they're the best selling games out there. So like viewers on Twitch does not mean it doesn't show how healthy a game is.
Yeah. But that's what a lot of the market judges like and the reason why everyone's calling still for this BR to come in Halo. I think based on what we've seen with the campaign, like I think it could be fun having some stuff, and I think we're in store for some either firefight or what Forge and other things in this game can bring later on down the road. It's unfortunate that stuff got delayed and maybe the whole product wasn't able to come out initially, and they had a strong launch and it's been squandered a little bit. It was right around the holiday time, which they fixed a few different things, but like going back to the challenges, like I had 2 like defend zone challenges. Like the fact that only 4 challenges are active at a time. I know we went back to this last week or last time we had the show, but the fact that I'm not making like I was down to like the 50 XP games. I was playing games, and the fact that I had a challenge that was based on a mode, and it's better that they've added stuff now that we can pick Oddball and we can pick Team Slayer and we can pick all this stuff. But I had a mode that had to be either something that happens in Big Team Battle or Quick Play, and that was it. And Big Team Battle I've avoided since the problems have arisen with Big Team Battle. I haven't gone back to it since they took it down from 12 to 10. I haven't really been in there. First off, it's a fight for weapons. It's a fight for everything. It's become less enjoyable for Big Team Battle. I would be back in there, I think, if they did BR starts. But the fact that I had these challenges that I had to try to get to advance or I'm done with the battle pass. Like I only have X number of skips left. I'm not earning more unless I buy them, which is a problem, I think, as well. Like there needs to be a Fortnite style, or I'm trying to think of I think some of the other BRs have stuff to earn after you've maxed out the thing. Like they need to have
Fortnite has rainbow skins that just
yeah,
keep.
there
Yeah, you
needs
get
to,
really cool skins.
like I need to be earning, not that I need the double XP, but I'm stacked for double XP for next season in June when that comes out. But like give me skips so that I can work, I can get the challenges I want for the weekly thing, because that is the only thing keeping me playing this game right now. Like it was finally a cool weekly thing, because I have the sniper skin that was cool that they put out as a weekly. There's been some that have been lackluster, and that's fine. They're not going to win them all. But the fact that it was a cool thing this week, and I still have 10 to 12 challenges left to go through this week, is frustrating. And that I didn't want to burn skips just to roll the dice to get something that I could go work on. And even when I was playing quick play, I later on had a win or play 5 Slayer games, and I got a Team Slayer in quick play, and it didn't count towards Slayer. Stuff is too island segmented in these challenges, and the fact that we can't just openly work, give us more challenges and let us work on them all, or have them be tiered or something. But there needs to be just
Well, I mean,
reward
I
for
think
playing the
it's,
game.
you know, this is the first season. They see all the feedback, they hear all the feedback. I think what's hurting them is how far away season 2 is.
Mm-hmm.
Like if season 2 was, you know, next month or in the early March as opposed to May
June.
sometime.
June.
Like what they should have done is they should have promised Forge and co-op campaign for season 2 or whatever they promised for season 2, and then they should have just had some other type of battle pass or something else for season 2. Bring out new maps. We haven't got new content yet, and we've been playing the same maps since the flights back in October. So it's not only a month and a half of no new content. It's, you know, 4 months of no new content.
The simple solution right off the bat, I say simple as in like what I think could work, not that that's something they could simply implement, right? Like I don't want you to I don't want people to misunderstand and be like, they could just press a button and this will work. Like, no. But I feel like the simple solution to keep people playing is give me 10,000 assault rifle kills. That's an ongoing, never stops. It sticks with me until I hit 10,000 kills, right? And make that some badass piece of armor.
Yep.
And then pistol. Don't do the plasma pistol, but do, you know, like
10,000 plasma pistol kills.
That would
Yeah.
be
Like
You
what,
go
what
insane.
hard.
one of my
pass.
challenges I knew I was going to skip if I actually got there this week was get 6 sticks or something like that with sticky grenades or spike grenades. I'm like, I don't think I've even landed 1 or 2 this season, and it's an accident, and it's like from the grave. Like I'm not landing sticks very often, and then
All
there was
I'm
also
hearing
one
is
to like get
Fortnite's battle
reses.
pass is superb.
It is better.
That's all I'm
It
hearing.
is. It is superior. They've also had what 4 or 5 years to perfect that. How long has Fortnite been?
3 years.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, Halo or 343, they're releasing a game with all these other games that have battle passes, and they have to have seen what works and what doesn't.
Hope so.
I mean, they were confident going into it, even with the feedback that they got from the tech test.
Maybe that's
And
why
And they
didn't
said
wanna
they don't want it to feel like a job, and it feels like a job
Mm-hmm.
to get the weeklies.
Nate says, what happened to just playing and having fun, being competitive with buddies? That's what we did last week. That's what
And it
we're
was
going to
the most
do
fun.
this week. And it's super fun. But there's still something to be said. Like somebody else in chat said, I want there to be something that I want to sign in every day. I want that carrot on the stick to where it's like, yeah, I like to sign in and play for at least, I try to sign in and play for at least an hour so that I can at least do all of the XP that they give you.
Did you hit 100 yet?
But
I
no,
think you're
I'm at
close,
like,
right?
I'm like 90 something, I think.
Oh, you got
but,
plenty of time.
right. But I mean, and we talked about it at length. Like their immediate fix, I think, ended up shooting them in the foot. It was like, yeah, they allowed us to unlock stuff faster, but what they needed to do is, instead of giving us more XP, they just needed to give us access to all the challenges for the week.
Mhm.
That would have slowed everything down, but I don't know that it would have been a fast enough pace that we were still getting those pieces of armor. And then when I work for 1,000 XP and I get a shoulder piece, like we've talked about in the past, it's like, this is not
Also,
like,
back in the day, back when Halo initially came out, we didn't have all these unlockable. We also didn't have as many games vying for our
Exactly.
attention.
We had
And-
Hayabusa armor is what we had.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had Hayabusa armor, and that was, it was an achievement to get. But then, this game doesn't have something like that. But it was still, you still knew about it. It was still something to strive for. It's just, in 2022 now, we have all these games that you want to spend time with. They're offering all this content that you want to work towards. Like, if I play a game where I'm not making any progress at all, I'm not going to play that game very long. Like, if I don't play, like, I'm never going to be competitive in any game. So I kind of want something to unlock.
Yeah,
pretty good at Barbie Horse Adventure.
Yeah.
Video games is literally like TikTok or Instagram Reels or whatever. It's literally what thing can get in front of you and capture your attention the quickest and hold it the longest. And I feel like, with Halo 2 and 3 back in the day, like, you didn't have to compete like that. But now you have to compete like that in video games, or people will be like, I'm going to go play Apex. I got this much more in my battle pass and I can maybe get an heirloom, or I'm going to go play some Warzone with my buddies and unlock the battle pass.
You mentioned heirlooms. Like, heirlooms is it's something that I think infuriates people because it's throwing a bunch of money at the game. But if you play and grind it out, and because if you get repeats or whatever, that contributes to the points that you can use to spend on heirlooms, right?
The way it works is you have to open so many packs before you have the potential to get an heirloom.
So you're guaranteed at 500. You're guaranteed at 500.
Yeah,
but you could get it at any point. Like,
that's the carrot on the stick, and it's something badass. Like, so I mean, I don't know.
They also are now introducing progressive skins in Apex. So the more you use a legend,
like in Fortnite.
Yeah, it's like in Fortnite. Exactly. And like, that would be really cool to have these progressive skins in Halo, that you could just keep leveling up. It's just,
or let you actually put anything that you unlock on any of the Spartans cores.
Well, I mean, you could have it to where even like how Apex does it. They have it where you can unlock packs after you paid money, or you can get in-game currency to unlock them. Or you can unlock stuff through the battle pass. There's multiple ways that you can get stuff,
They did say in-game currency, I think, is going to be in next season's battle pass. I think they recognize that. That was in one of the tweets last week, I think.
And we are still in beta. I say we as if we're, but the game is still in beta, right? Which I think was brilliant of them to say beta, because they can keep beta on there until this thing. And then
Fortnite style.
But then that's when they can do that massive marketing push, right? Like, and also, what's going to happen when Blood Gulch, Beaver Creek, Lockout, Zanzibar, some of these other maps start making their way back into this game? There's going to be a rush of people that get back into it. But I think what they're finding is they were like, yo, we're going to give you so much time that it doesn't matter how much you play each day. You should have plenty of time to do the season. I mean, to the point that they're like, you can even
stop playing it for 5 months
and then come back to it even in the next season, because it doesn't disappear, right? Like, they were these were all good things that they were talking about, but the execution is not. It's not the way that we consume this content now. It's like, no, I want to see at the end of the match, what cool stuff did I unlock, and can I go and throw it on my armor? But then if I buy a certain skin, I can't use anything that I've unlocked, and I spent $10 on the skin, and some of that stuff is.
Or you can't mix and match the cool stuff. You like,
exactly.
If you get George's, you get his stuff, you can't use it, or Carter's. It's like, oh, I can't put the other stuff on here. It's like, okay, I mean, there's a lot of things. There's like, it's still early. It's still early. It is a beta. Like, there's a lot they can do, but it worries me in the standpoint of, will the community come back later on? So,
I mean, the championship series stuff is still one of the highest things that Twitch sees, because people want to see that high end gameplay of this game when it's on a fair and balanced kind of playing field, when they're all on the same network at a LAN and playing. Yeah. But I mean, I've avoided ranked just because I feel like that's where the ping is going to get crazy and desync is going to come out, and there hasn't been. They're also directing us what game types to go play based on these challenges versus give a wide berth, like we've been talking about. More challenges across the board. That's more like, I'd rather go back to weapon-based challenges, more so weapon-based challenges.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't lock you into the specific matchmaking group that you have to go into, and especially if it's not counting stuff that should count. Like the tracking system on some of it fails the player sometimes,
and sometimes it goes in our advantage. Like, I was getting wins for losses.
I was getting wins for losses. Yeah,
sometimes it goes both ways, but it's also, it's when these are strictly weapon based, all of a sudden it's like, I'm focused on this weapon that I have to use instead of trying to, like, if I'm having to use this weapon that's not as viable, now I have to, I'm going to be my team's going to be like, what are you doing?
Let it be passive on the stuff everyone uses: pistol, AR, BR, Mauler, shotgun, like rockets. But let it be passive, and let it be the Fortnite style where it's like, you have to hit 100, you have to hit 200. Like, have it be longer. Not obviously not for the week, but like Fortnite challenges for the week stay with you throughout the season that you continue working on. That's why you later on in the season, like right now, like I do want to finish the Fortnite Battle Pass, and I paid to get a decent amount into it because Spider-Man and all that kind of stuff. But like, when I go back into it, I can go play one match and go to like 8 different spots on the map and get like crazy amounts, 4 or 5 levels of Battle Pass, because all those previous weeks of battle challenges and like the long AR and say thank you to the bus driver, all that kind of stuff stacks, and it adds to crazy amounts of XP at the end of the season that you can grind it out.
And I think it's important to remember, like, we're here doing the show because we love this game, right? Like, we're going to be here thick and thin until like we're absolutely not playing this game anymore.
Especially when we get 1,000 subscribers and I do a Cortana cosplay.
But Cortana. I mean, that we talk about this stuff because of the passion we have for this game, because we want to see this game succeed. That's really what motivates this stuff. Like, I don't think it's enjoyable to just listen to shows that are just shitting all over whatever it is they're supposed to be. Like we're stoked about this. We see the issues and we're like, we're nervous.
Speak truth to power. That's what you gotta do.
Mule's nervous. He's like, is the community going to come back? This game potentially leaves beta season 2, throws a bunch of money at major influencers to get their communities involved and back into this game. Throws out even, I mean, if Blood Gulch was the only map that showed back up, you know how like playing Blood Gulch in Infinite is going to be like
insane.
So fun.
Yeah.
So fun. But then throw Valhalla on that as well, because that's also an incredible map. Like, they have a rich history to pull from and really create something amazing. And the unfortunate thing is that the fire that they started to get this thing, to get it burning, just didn't quite take off the way I think a lot of us were hoping it would. They're going to continue stoking it. They're going to continue adding to it. And in a year from now, mark my words. So more than likely, we'll still be doing this. And we'll be looking back on this a year from now going, remember when we talked about the beta and how and it's probably going to be a different game at that point. And I'm really excited about that. But some of that change may come from conversations like this. If they end up listening and they're like, oh, I'm not saying we're the only, but I think at some aspect, we're we're just speaking what the community's speaking also, right?
Yeah.
Like we're looking at the tweets, we're seeing we have a decent pulse on the community. So, I don't know. We're at an hour and 5 minutes. Any closing thoughts? Anybody?
Be back on Thursday. We're gonna be doing what, customs? We decided on customs.
Yeah, customs with you guys, with the community.
Seriously, hire me to be John's voice.
Not this John.
I need a weapon.
All right, guys. Have a fantastic week. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye, everybody.
Please call us at your earliest convenience.
Now, show me what you can do.